Today we're going to be doing Module 2, Lesson 18. The objective is to decompose once to subtract measurements including 3-digit minuends with zeros in the tens or ones place. The materials needed for today are your online whiteboard or your whiteboard dry erase marker and dry eraser. The teaching style we're going to continue to follow is I do it, we do it, and then you do it on your own. First, we're going to do our fluency. I'm going to have you message me the answer in GoGuardian. I just want you to pick one way, and then we're going to kind of make a list. What are all the ways that you can make 10? I'm going to start you off with an example so you understand what I mean. I might say 5 plus 5 equals 10. So I'd like you to message me in GoGuardian another way, a different way that you can make 10. And we're going to do just with adding right now. Okay, so let's talk about some of the ways that you guys told me. 6 plus 4 equals 10. Okay, and then you might have even flipped it and said 4 plus 6 equals 10. 3 plus 7 equals 10. And then some of you flipped it and said 7 plus 3 equals 10. 1 plus 9 equals 10. Or 9 plus 1 equals 10. Two plus 8 equals 10. Or 8 plus 2 equals 10. Okay, so these are all the way that we can make 10 with addition of two numbers, okay? These are things that should come quickly in your head, okay? And we'll use them later on. For our next fluency, I want you to round each number to the nearest tens place and then add them together, okay? This is what we were practicing yesterday. It's what we learned in class and what you practice on your IXL, okay? So you're going to round each number to the nearest 10 and then add them together. Message me the answer in GoGuardian when you have it. If you're not sure where to start, remember you'll need a vertical number line for each of your numbers. When we're looking at 38, We're rounding to the nearest tens, so we look in the tens place. It's a 3, so we keep the 3. One more 10 for the top. 3 plus 1 is 4, so the top is 4 tens. Halfway point, we keep the tens place, which is 3, and end with a 5. When you're setting up your vertical number line over here for 23, look in the tens place. There's a 2, so we have 2 tens, plus 1 more 10. 2 plus 1 is 3. Top is 3 tens. For the halfway point, we keep the tens, which is 2, and put a 5. Okay, now that you have both of your vertical number lines set up, on this one over here, you're going to figure out where 38 is and what it rounds to. On this one over here, figure out what 23 is and what it rounds to, and then add them together. $38 is above the halfway point of 35, so we round up to 40. 23 is below the halfway point, so we round down to 20. So instead of doing 38 plus 23, we're going to do 40 plus 20. Give you a little bit longer to message me the answer and go Guardian. Step 1, start in the ones. 0 plus 0 is 0. Next we look in the tens. 4 tens plus 2 tens. 4 plus 2 is 6. So 38 plus 23 rounds to 60. Okay, go ahead and set those whiteboards down. And you're going to watch as I do a new example here. Okay. Now we're doing subtraction. We've been working on addition. We're moving into our new topic, which is subtraction. So this example is doing 825 milliliters minus 132 milliliters. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my standard algorithm. So my 825 minus 132. Notice, just like in my addition sentences, I have the numbers right above each other. So the 5 is right above the 2 is right above the 3, and the 8 is right above the 1. I have the hundreds, the tens, and the ones all lined up. Next thing I'm going to do is draw my hundreds chart, just like we used with the addition. Hundreds, tens, and ones. Okay. Now I'm going to start out just like addition. I'm going to draw this first number on there, which is 825. So I'll need 8 hundreds, 2 tens, and 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Start a new row. 6, 7, 8 hundreds. 1, 2 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones. So this is 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 810, 820, 821, 822, 823, 824, 825. Okay, I have 825 milliliters. Now here's where it gets a little bit different. The next step is to subtract 132. With addition, we were adding it onto the bottom, but this time we have to subtract it. Step 1 is start in the ones. This is the most important thing to remember, is that we have to start in the ones. So the number in the ones place is a 2. And you see over here in our standard algorithm, right now we have 5 ones, and we're about to take away 2 of them. So I'm just going to go ahead and take away 2 ones. I have 1, 2, 3 left. Okay. Next, I'm going to move to the tens column. Right now I have 2 ones, and I need to take away 3. But there's only 2, so I can't take away 3. So what I have to do is I have to borrow. So I'm going to go over to the hundreds place. I'm going to take away one of these hundreds, move it over here, and replace it with 10 tens. So this is 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. You can see I still have 100, but now I've moved it over to the tens place so that I can have 10 more tens. Let's look at how that looks over here on our standard algorithm. In the hundreds place, we don't have 8 anymore. Now we only have 7 because we took one of them away. Let's look over here in the tens place. We don't have 2 anymore. Now we have 10, 11, 12. So let's cross out the 2. Now we have 12. Okay. So we have that 12 and we need to take away 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Let's see how many we have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and I did forget we need to write this over on our standard algorithm as well. We had 3 ones left. We have 9 tens left. And now we're at the hundreds. We have 7 of them now, and we need to take away 1. So I'm going to cross out one of those. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hundreds left. I put that over here in our standard algorithm. 7 minus 1 is 6. So 825 milliliters minus 32 milliliters equals 693 milliliters. So as you can see, it's very similar to what we did with addition, except now we're taking them away, so we'll need to do some borrowing. Okay, go ahead and pick up your whiteboards. I'm going to have you do one with me. We're doing 785 centimeters minus 36 centimeters. Go ahead and start on your whiteboard by changing that into your standard algorithm where you stack it and add it. I'm sorry, stack it and subtract it. 785 minus 36. Now make sure that that 3 and 36 is under the 8 because it should be in the tens place. And there's 6 ones, so that should be below the 5 because those are both in the ones place. Once you have your standard algorithm written, we're going to make our hundreds chart. Hundreds, tens, and ones. Make sure you're doing this with me. It's the best way to be able to remember how to do it on your own. Okay, so we have our standard algorithm, we have our hundreds chart, now we need to start drawing. So we're going to start with our first number, which is 785. 7 hundreds, 8 tens, 5 ones. Go ahead and draw that on. Okay, so you should have 7 hundreds, 8 tens, 5 ones. Should look just like mine does now. Okay, let's go ahead and start taking away. So we're taking away 36. Step 1, start in the ones. So if you look over here in the ones place, we have 5. And we need to take away 6. Well, we only have 5, so it's not possible to take away 6, so we have to borrow. Let's go over to the tens place, borrow 110. So cross that out. Move it over to the ones and draw 10 ones. So we took 110 and we traded it for 10 ones, which also equals 10, okay? Make sure your picture matches mine. Now let's look at our standard algorithm. What did we do? Well, we don't have 8 anymore. Now we only have 7 because we took one away. We don't have 5 anymore. Now we have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so really we're just taking that 5 and putting a 1 in front of it because we've added a tens. We've added 110, okay? So 5 turns into 15. Now we can take away 6. Okay, so let's take away 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's count how many are left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In our standard algorithm, that's 15 minus 6, which equals 9. Now let's look in our tens place. We have 7, and we have to take away 3 of them. So let's cross out 3. 1, 2, 3. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 left. In our standard algorithm, we did 7 minus 3, which equals 4. Okay, next let's look in our hundreds place. We have 7 minus nothing because there's nothing down here, so we don't have to cross anything out, which means 7 minus 0 is still 7. Okay, because there's still 7 hundreds left over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 785 centimeters minus 36 centimeters equals 749 centimeters. Okay, go ahead and erase your whiteboard. And I'm going to have you set your whiteboard down for a minute. I want you to watch me do another example, okay? We're still subtracting, regrouping once, but this time you can see we have a 0 in the tens place, okay? So we're going to see what it looks like when we subtract with a 0 in the tens place. Okay, so just watch this example. I'll go through it a little bit quicker since we've already done it twice now. And then we'll try one together after. So first I set it up in the standard algorithm, 506 minus 435. Make sure you're watching. It'll make it the next example we do a little bit easier, okay, if you're really paying attention for this one. I lined up my hundreds, my tens, and my ones. Now I draw my hundreds chart. Okay. I get to draw my first example, which is 506, 5 hundreds, 0 tens, 6 ones. 5 hundreds, 0 tens, so nothing in the tens place, and 6 ones. 4, 5, 6. So right now I have 506. Now I need to take away 435. Okay, so first, step 1 is checking the ones. I have 6 minus 5. So I need to take away 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have only 1 left. Let me put that over here in my standard algorithm. 6 minus 5 is 1. Next, I look in the tens place. Right now I have 0, but I need to take away 3. I can't take away 3 because I don't have 3, so I need to borrow. I'm going to borrow from the hundreds, take away 100, trade it over here, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So I traded 100 for 10 tens. So over here on my standard algorithm, I don't have 500s anymore. I only have 4. So I took 1 away. And I don't have 0 tens anymore. Now I have 10. So I took 1 away from the hundreds. I put that 1 in front of the 0 that I already have. And now I have 10. So I'm going to do my 10 minus 3. So I'm going to take away 3 now that I have them. 1, 2, 3. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left. 10 minus 3 is 7. Now let's look in the hundreds place. I have 4 and I need to take 4 away. So let's cross out 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 0 hundreds left. And 4 minus 4 is 0. So 506 milliliters minus 435 milliliters equals 71 milliliters. Okay, go ahead and pick up your whiteboards. Now I'm going to have you do an example that has a 0 in the tens place. Go ahead and start out by writing your standard algorithm. 507 minus 345. Line up your hundreds, line up your tens, line up your ones. Draw your hundreds chart. Hundreds place. tens place, ones place. Make sure your board matches mine so you're ready to move on with me. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw our first number, which is 507. 5 hundreds, 0 tens, 7 ones. Okay, your picture should look like mine. Now we're going to start subtracting. So we need to take away 345. Step 1, start in the ones. So we're going to do 7 minus 5. Okay, so over here in the ones we have 7. Let's take away 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That leaves us with 1, 2. So 7 minus 5 is 2. Next, we're going to look in the tens. Right now we have 0, but we need to take away 4. We don't have 4 to take away, so we're going to have to borrow. Okay, so we're going to take away 100, move it over here, and trade it for 10 tens. So cross out your 100, and we're going to make 10 new tens in the tens place. Okay, so how that looks in our standard algorithm, we cross out our 5, we took 1 away, now we only have 4 left. We take that 1 that we took away and we're going to put it in front of our 0 that we already had. 1, 0. So now we have 10. If you look in the tens place, we have 10. So we're taking 1 away and putting that 1 in front of the tens place. All right, now we have 10 and we need to take away 4. So let's go ahead and cross out 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count how many tens you have left. Should have counted 6. Over here in our standard algorithm, 10 minus 4 is 6. Okay, now we are ready to do the hundreds place. We have 4 minus 3, so we need to take 3 of them away. Now, you might notice that 1 is already crossed out, but that one does not count because we traded that over here. So we need to cross out 3 more. So we're going to start counting. 1, 2, 3. We only have 1 left. And you can see 4 minus 3 is 1. So 507 grams minus 345 grams equals 162 grams. All right, go ahead and erase your whiteboard. You now have a CAMI homework to complete. You're going to be doing number 1, A through F, okay? So you only have to do A, B, C, D, E, and F. All right, go ahead and begin.